"If I let go of who I am, I will become what I could be." This quote is of the greatest Chinese philosopher and founder of Taoist philosophy, Lao Tse. Taoism has changed Chinese culture, and through its impact, it spread to all of East Asia. Yin and Yang, for example, is a concept of Taoism that should be familiar to you and shows us how influential Taoism as a philosophy is. In One Piece, the concept of freedom is central to the background of all characters. However, if you want to talk about concepts like freedom, then we have to acknowledge that freedom as a concept can differ from culture to culture and people to people. In an American, Western, and liberal understanding, freedom is the ability and possibility to strive for happiness. There can be no authority that prevents you from achieving what you want to achieve. Otherwise, you are not free. This Western idea of freedom developed especially through the monarchies and powerful institutions like the church in Europe. In the Middle East, the concept of freedom revolves around submitting to a highest of all authorities, God in that sense, to escape any authority in this realm. So a freedom through submission principle. God is the Lord, King, and God of all mankind, and therefore that grants you freedom from rulers, kings, and false deities in this world. This is very similar to the Western concept of rejecting authority, but Islam is revolving around a religious fundament. When we talk about freedom, then the idea can differ from culture to culture. In the context of One Piece, we as Western audience think of it as fighting authority itself, and therefore immediately jump to the conclusion that the ultimate goal of freedom is to destroy the world government. There's plenty of theories about Luffy taking down the world government as we know it to attain ultimate freedom for everybody. Luffy to us said something like this himself. He said that he wanted to become the king of pirates because the king of the pirates is the one who enjoys the most freedom. Does that not mean to us that he wants to destroy all authorities? From a cultural perspective, this makes sense. However, when we talk about One Piece, a Japanese story, we have to understand all the phases that freedom can have. What does it mean to be free? What can Lao Tse teach us? The philosophy of One Piece from an East Asian perspective. In Taoism, to be in harmony with the Tao is central. Directly translated, Tao means the way. It is very difficult to define what exactly Tao is. Chinese philosophers describe it as the source, the pattern, and the substance of all things that exist. The goal is, like I explained earlier, to live in harmony with the Tao, the essence of the universe. We can attain this goal by following a principle called Wu Wei, which means action without intention. This includes naturalness, simplicity, and spontaneity, alongside the three treasures: compassion, humility, and frugality. If we take as an example the best and most respected characters in One Piece, then we can recognize many of these characteristics within them. Shanks is extremely strong. He could achieve anything within this world. Still, his crew is simple, his compassion is unmatchable, and his humility is like no one else's. Characters like Shanks, Whitebeard, and Roger live in harmony with the principles of following the Tao, which is exactly what makes them so respected. One example that showcases this to us is Goldie Roger's flashback with Whitebeard with their cherry blossom trees. Roger offered Whitebeard the way to Laughtail. However, Whitebeard's frugal nature declined because to Whitebeard he had already attained everything he wanted: a family. There was no bigger treasure to attain. Whitebeard lived in harmony with his inner self and the world around him. Here, Asian philosophy differs the most from Western. In the West, we are taught that you as an individual can achieve anything you want if you only work hard enough. The Tao, however, is not affectable. All circumstances of our lives were outside of our control. For us to exist today in 2019, which family we belong to, in which environment we grew up in, or what state our bodies were at birth, some are born healthy and some not. To Taoism, our bodies always lived on the stream of the Tao. The world and everything around us is bigger than us. The right decision is not to fight the Tao, but to follow him, to understand where the stream will take you, and to live in harmony with your life. This is Wu Wei. You don't always have to take action to get where you belong to. A lot of you will remember the iconic scene of Luffy in Locktown when he was about to be executed by Buggy. Luffy had dreams. He always wanted to become the king of the pirates, but now he was caught by Buggy, who already swung the sword towards Luffy's neck. The only thing Luffy says is, "I'm sorry guys, I died." This restless peace Luffy feels despite losing his dreams, this peace within the flow of all things, does not just define Luffy, but D in general. You could almost say that D might stand for Tao, even though Blackbeard might be an exception to that. Going back to the lockdown example, it would not have mattered what Luffy did. If the stream of all things led to him dying in lockdown, this is what would have happened. There is no point in fighting the things you cannot change. But at the same time, we should not completely stop to act at all. It is about acting without intention. Being on the way itself is sufficient, and like we already talked about, the most respected characters in One Piece follow this principle. But how can this concept be combined with the world government and the world of One Piece itself? Many of you will know the concept of yin and yang. Opposites are necessary for harmony to exist. It is important to understand that light and darkness, yin and yang, both exist at the same time. Mathematically, this equation would be 1 minus 1 equals 0. The world is in a constant zero state. The number on both sides is the same, and this indicates why Im-sama's existence is such a big mistake. The world government is hiding the fact that a single person is the sole authority of the world. They act that with the empty throne, there's a harmonic equality between the kings, that no one is above another, but that Tao cannot be tricked. This imbalance has plagued the world of One Piece since forever, and is going to worsen over time. Oda is demonstrating to us that this balance has swayed in the wrong direction. Yin and yang, light and darkness, day and night, always have waited for the dawn of the world that follows the darkest night that the world is in, with Im-sama at the top. We always believed that the Tenryubito were the source of all problems. The reality is that balance is distorted. It is visible at all corners. Thousands of pirates, tyrants and dictators are causing destruction, disorder and oppression. However, it is not okay for someone to only bring upon day. Both day and night alone are not harmony. They are not balance. Harmony is found in between, within the dawn, the state of the rising sun, which is why Wano Kuni will play a central role, because it literally means land of the rising sun, since it is based off Japan. And if you look at Luffy, then we understand why Roger waited for him. Besides his dreams, Luffy has no selfish goal. He is not too arrogant and not too selfless, not too greedy and not too charitable. Luffy represents harmony. He embodies the way, Tao within the world of One Piece. This philosophy is so omnipresent in One Piece that we can find endless examples to match this. At the same time, we as viewers and readers of One Piece can use what we learned from Taoism and apply to our own lives. With that, it doesn't matter what religion or ideology we belong to, if we believe in God or not. It is the truth that the universe is not in our control. We can be arrogant and prideful and act as if our lives are a result of our action. However, in the end, we are mostly a result of our circumstances. At the same time, it is futile to overthink about the burdens and hurdles of life, to take yourself apart for everything and everyone, to despair. Follow your way that your life has set for you. If you do not know your way, then try to understand yourself better. Internalize who you really are and be happy and satisfied. But most importantly, be free. Like Luffy, Shanks, Roger and Whitebeard and a lot of other characters, because true harmony is jauntiness. True freedom is found within the Tao. The king of the pirates represents this, and therefore Luffy is the born king of the pirates. It is true that having a goal itself and constantly fighting for it is something that Lao Tse himself would reject, but for the world to be in harmony, there has to exist a counterpart to Im-sama. Opposites need to exist for there to be harmony. This video is a translation of one of my German theories. You might have noticed that this is the only English video I uploaded on this channel alongside my theory discussion with Roger Space earlier today, to provide some potential English content to English viewers, since I enjoy making this specific video. If you like what you just watched, please consider leaving a comment with your own thoughts and ideas. Going to topics like religion and philosophy can be very touchy, and I'm not a scholar by any means, so correcting me if necessary is very important with topics like this. Looking at how well this video will do, I want to consider translating more of my theories for a broader international audience. So please feel free to leave a like, subscribe and tell me what you think about me making English content. Thank you for watching, everybody. Your NeoRetro. Bye.